Alrighty, hello everybody, how are you today? It's Sharon here from the blog I Restore Stuff, ready to share a Christmas sign with you today here on Essential Stencils page. Let me just log into our live here, make sure we can see it running. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and I'll see if I can see your comments. Can you see this red board that I've painted? That's what I'm going to be painting on today, a Christmassy sign, and I've put all the links to our live up in the description. Oops, I refreshed my page too quickly, too soon. Hi, Cindy's here, Charlie's here, Wendy's here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and if you want to share the live, we could sprinkle that love around. Joyce Ann, how are you? From Kentucky. Hi guys, thank you so much. Oh, you're so wonderful. Everyone is so wonderful here in the comments. If you're watching the replay of our live today, don't forget to comment the word replay and you have a chance to win some Essential Stencil prizes. If you're here live, we do giveaways. Right at the end of our live today, we'll be giving away prizes to 3 lucky winners chosen by the Essential Stencil team from your comments. So join in the conversation. If you have stenciling questions, we'd love to know. If you are brand new to stenciling, we'd love to know that too. If you've never stenciled anything before, we're here to show you our best tips and tricks. And if you just joined me, my name is Sharon. Oops, there I am. And I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff at irestorestuff.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, all of the fun places that you would normally find your social media. So hang on a second. Oh, I think we've got us. Comments, there you are. There's a few coming up on my phone, but to get some more, I kind of looked down here on my laptop. So feeling all the Christmassy things. I know we're still in fall, but a lot of our Christmas crafters who are watching here actually make signs to sell or even making signs to give away. You'll want to get started on your Christmas things very soon. And if you've seen Essential Stencils, beautiful Christmas stencils and what do we call them? Transfers, and the transfers coming very soon. As with a lot of places these days, the production things are being held up with shipping, production, and all kinds of stuff. So it was a bit of a delay in that getting out as soon as they really wanted to, but it's coming, guys. Meanwhile, some of you may not still have some of the stencils we've had in previous years, and the link to the one we're going to use today is in the description of our live up there. Use my code IRestoreStuff and you can get 10% off any of your stencils today. Or anytime, not just today, all the time. I actually saw that this one on the site is on sale. So there are a few Christmas items from last year's stock that are actually on sale. So you'll get the discount, plus use my code IRestoreStuff and get 10% off that as well. Thank you so much for sharing our live today. Thank you, Dorothy. Hi, Karen. Hi, Pat. So this one, I'll show you the stencils in this set. If you are new to Essential Stencil, you may not even have some of our past Christmas stencils, and that's what I'm going to show you some of today. This is a set of 3 and it's called Christmas Angel 3-pack. So if you looked up Christmas Angel or just clicked on the link, it'll show you. Yes, Joyce Ann's asking, has everyone seen the new Christmas stencils coming out? They are going to be fantastic, and there's going to be a bundle deal and all of that kind of regular stuff, so that's really super good. I can't wait to see that. Can't wait till that goes live very soon. Now these stencils, this is the one we're working on today. Actually, I'm working on 2, so I'm going to do something a little bit different for my background. And I hear the angel voices, and we have a gorgeous angel with the trumpet sounding right there. And there's also this one, that's Peace on Earth, with a beautiful wreath. Now, wreath stencils in their sets are just such great value because you can replace the words with other words that you might find. You could put your family name in there, you could do all sorts of things, home sweet home. There's all sorts of gorgeous wreath ideas that you can use this wreath for. You could do it in any color, you could do a green wreath, you could do red and green for Christmas, you could do white on red, all sorts of things. So the ones we'll use today are hear the angel voices and the angel right back here. But first, I want to also use a pattern for our background. Now, I'll share with you, so don't miss this bit. I'm going to share with you how I kind of created this fun pattern. It kind of looks a bit Saturny, doesn't it? It's just the light reflecting off it, but you can see the the brush strokes that I've done on this board here. And what I did was I painted the background of the board a white colour. It's just an off-white. Oh, thank you, Donna, you're so kind. And then I painted a red over the top. Now the red I used was Fusion Mineral Paint's cranberry colour. It's a gorgeous cranberry colour, and it's great kind of vintage antique Christmas colour, I thought, so I like that. Then I got my brush and just did some nice long strokes, and it's just one coat, so when I did the strokes quite forcefully, it caused brush stroking to show a little, just some flecks, almost like a denim kind of look of the white underneath. And then I just cross-hatched with a few strokes going the other way. So that's how I created that. So if you missed that, you can always replay and watch and listen to my description of how I did that. So that's the background of the board, but I also wanted to add a pattern on that. So if you looked closely, you could sort of see flecks of white in that. So there are a few patterns in Essential Stencils set that you can use. I haven't seen if these are available, but I'm just going to assume that maybe they are. Oh, my video's frozen on my computer, but I can still see comments going, so we're live. This is the Buffalo Check and Deer Head one. It's called, it doesn't have a name on it. It's from the Christmas collection, but if you look up Christmas or even look up Buffalo Check, you can see I've well used it, and the Deer Head. So there's that one. You could use that pattern on this background. I'm going to make a background for Oh Hear the Angel Voices, and I'm going to use angels. I'm hoping that it doesn't look quite busy. We'll just see, we'll see. Or instead of using that angel that's on the back of this set, you could use the angel wings. That's another idea for Oh Hear the Angel Voices, and mix and match some of these. I didn't put the links for these up on there, just the two that I'll be using today. This is Wings 2-pack. That's what it's called. It has 2 different types of wings in there. And then the one that I'm using today is actually an add-on from the Stencil of the Month Club. It's this plaid stencil here, and that's really fun. So if you have not joined the Stencil of the Month Club yet, you can get 50% off your first month using my code IRestoreStuff, and then you have availability to any of the back stock of all of the prior month's stencils in the Stencil of the Month Club shop. Anyway, so that is an add-on, and so you get an extra add-on to the each month's Stencil of the Month Club sets, and you have the optional add-on. These are only an extra $10. So in the shop now, these are in the Stencil of the Month Club, so you must be a member to be able to have access to all of their other stencils. So that's one of the great advantages of the Stencil of the Month Club. So if you do join now, you can use my code and get 50% off that first month. So I would encourage you to do that, and you could get this one. But as I said, you can use any pattern for the background. So I'm just going to use this one today. This plaid, I've got a lovely example of it on the back there. And I'm going to create some kind of subtle background for this board. All right, so I'm going to drop this down here. There we go. Here's the one we're going to be using. I'll show you that. So I've got this just straight over my board. The stencil sets, I think it just, no, it doesn't fit. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of a add-on down the bottom there. I don't know, the size is a 12 by 16 inch. That's the size of the, this point to this point. But you can see that the stencil finishes sooner than that. So it's probably just, a couple of inches off that size, the 16 inch. That's probably 14. Which month is that one? Yes, good question, Diane. It was the September one. And so if you just scroll through the Stencil of the Month Club previous stencils in their shop, in the Stencil of the Month Club, you'll see it right there. Even if you're not a member, I believe you can still see what's in the shop. So you can kind of get a look before you join at what's available in there. And so here we go. I'm going to use the colour black. Now this is just an acrylic furniture paint that I stock here in Australia as an Australian retailer of a couple of different brands of paint. So we're going to use just a stencil brush. Now Essential Stencil has a bunch of different brushes. This is a sample one. And they're in the store as well. You can get 10% off those too if you use my code. Lots of people saying that they have the wings. Yeah, that's a gorgeous set. All right, so I've got this set down. Let me do the bottom first, and then I'll shift it up to where I, to the top. Okay. So it goes off the edge here, but I'm going to need to extend this top section of the stencil. All right. And I'm going to do this quite roughly because I want it as a background. I just want it subtle. So almost imagine it as a plaid shirt, but it's been faded over time. That's how I'm imagining it. Anyway, I think I need to, oops, I feel like my camera angle's dropping. Guys, I'm going to have to tighten this. Just a second. Stay with me. Did you just all feel that little droopy sensation as it went to the ground? There we go. All right, so I don't have it taped down, but I've just got it firmly with my hand in place. Just watch these, if you can see this. These could just move side to side a little bit because there's no bridges across this big long strip here. So just using my thumb to carefully hold that. Like I said, I'm just doing a rough stencil to make it a background. I don't want bold stripes. Dawn said, is your camera falling? I just caught that, Dawn. Sorry. Okay. Yes. And I have the link there for the Stencil of the Month Club for you to join and just use my code I Restore Stuff to get you 50% off your first month. That's where this stencil comes from. It's a plaid from the September set. It was an add-on. So I noticed, and you will notice too, that a lot of the add-ons are actually really great patterns. And so having some patterns in your stenciling repertoire is a really great advantage because you can use them for backgrounds of so many different things. I'm just going to have a sneak peek. Yeah, I like that. I like how it's turning out. So we're just doing a rough, it's almost like a faded plaid shirt look. And so what I'm doing is just, because there's lots of lines, a lot of times when I stencil, if you've seen many of my videos, I'll do this swirling method to get a really good solid coverage. But because I'm going for more of this rustic faded look as a background, I'm just, you can see what I'm doing, I'm just kind of brushing it on the surface randomly. But I do have, see this offloading over here? I do have a lot of the paint offloaded onto the paper towel or whatever you want to offload it onto, a piece of cardboard. So if you've just joined me, we are making a background for this stencil sign down here. You may see part of it. Oh, hear the angels sing. Who was that? They used this pattern on something else. Makes a great Christmas pattern. So you can imagine this, you know, with all sorts of different colours as the background. Imagine it with white instead of black on the red, or green on the background instead of red. Or even red background with green stripes. I'm sure you guys have got some great creative ideas. Someone else has got the plaid stencil but hasn't used it yet. Yes. Yes, so guys, don't forget we have, Essential Stencil has ambassadors every day of the week here to demonstrate live tutorials for you. And if you don't catch us live, you can see all the videos in the video playlist on their Facebook page right here. Okay, so once again, just doing a quick brush up and down. If you've never stenciled before, I'd love to know. Let us know in the comments if you're brand new to stenciling. And maybe some of you have ordered. Sometimes we get people commenting, I've ordered my stencils, just haven't had a chance to use them yet. Well, I am so glad that you're here joining us live. I encourage newbies to stenciling to practice on a piece of cardboard or just on a scrap board. scrap piece of wood. It's just paint. You can always just paint over it, right? Or sand it back and start again. Not too much of a hassle, but it's a really good idea to practice your technique, practice getting just the right amount of paint on your brush. I don't know if you can see how messy I'm doing this, but I really am not covering everything. And then once the paint runs out, just add a bit of more on my brush and then offload it. Going up and down this stripe now. Now I did mention before, this goes off the edge slightly of my board. My board's a bit smaller than, must be more like 12 or 13 inches, my actual board. But this widthways, I'm going to have to do a little extension, so I can show you how to do that. And so that means I'll have to match up the pattern here on this side. So I'll just show you with the stencil on it first, so you can kind of see that closer. See how it's kind of rough and I haven't done a really solid coverage of that black on the red? Well, let's see what it turned out like, and then I'll extend the edge. So there we go. I do have a little bit of bleeding underneath, so these are areas where I probably pushed a little bit too hard. I don't know if you can see that, where the paint's still wet. And so there's a little bit of bleed under the stencil. So there's a lesson learned. And that's the rough look that I was going for that background. So see, it's not really solid. Now, this is the area up the top here where the stencil finished before I could get to the edge. So we're going to look at just extending that slightly. And here is the area that I can see right here where that is bleeding and the paint looks a bit too wet. So I just had a bit too much on my brush right there and right there. Just going to blot that off a bit. Okay, so just to extend this little edge at the top here, all it is lining up these lines here. But to avoid that, I should have feathered these larger ends, especially because we will probably see a bit of a line there. So you could do it this way, or you could grab this, which might be a bit easier because the stencil will lay flat then, and then just continue this line where it lines up along the edge up here. So let's see if I can get that straight. And we'll see if I can. So if I had feathered that edge, we would get less of a line going. Oh, you know what I do have to do? There's this line going across here that if I got that there, it would wreck that. So I can either put tape all on that, which might be an idea, just on these areas here. I'll just move it across each time. So we're just extending those lines. Let me see how that looks. Not too bad. Just didn't want to have to peel up a whole bunch of tape, so I'm just going to see if I can, if I put this on my apron here, it causes it to just have that little bit of less tackiness as we lay it down on the stencil. So just laying that down again, right across where we don't want the paint to go. Yep, there we go, a little bit less tacky, but it's still sticking. All right, so it is creating a bit of a line. Just trying to be a little bit softer. See if that makes a difference. Probably will see a bit of a line. That's okay. Oops, I probably could actually tape it down to where the paint comes to. Let's see if that makes a difference. Like I said, practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. If you don't get it right the first time. Okay, so we could always also just sand it a little bit to rough up that. But I'll show you my lines and then you can do better. Okay, I'll show you what not to do. Yeah, so there's just this bit of a line across the top there of where it's joined. Can you see that? So just here, And you might see a little bit on that one, a bit of a join, but from a distance. Remember, this is going to be a background to our angel sign. So there we go, that's that. So I'm finished with the black now. So now we want a nice contrasting color to make it pop out and really stand out. So I'm going to use bright white, and that will really stand out. Debbie says, I plan on doing lots of stenciling this winter. Yeah, thank you, Sonia. She says it looks good. All right. It is a bit of a tricky stencil to use, yeah. So especially with some of these, if you can see these lines don't have bridges across there, which it's fine, but you just have to make sure you lay it flat and hold your hand down on there. So I'm going to clean that in a minute, in a little while. I'll put that in the sink. So now we've got our cute background. You could do all sorts of things with this. Like I said before, if you missed earlier, you could use the the wings on as a background, and then hear the angel voices on that. Or you could use this buffalo check. That is the set with the deer head and the buffalo check. So if you looked up buffalo check on Essential Stencils, you'll be able to find that stencil. All right, yeah, it is the background. So we are going to use white now, and I forgot to, here it is. We've got our black brush we're finished with. Pop that in the water so that it doesn't dry out. Now, I did also bring some silver. I thought I could do something sparkly. I'm not sure quite what yet. But here we go. I want to put this angel. So my plan is put this angel on and then put the words over the top of it. So I might do this angel in silver and then put the words over in white. What do you think, guys? Hopefully, I don't know if that silver probably won't, it's a bit translucent unless I did lots and lots of coats. And then I wouldn't put these wings in. I'm just going to do the words in white over the top. Let's see how that turns out. And you can feel free to change up this or do, use the similar ideas for different things that you want to do with yours. So using my silver, now this is just a artisan mineral paint brand that I carry here in Australia, but you can get all sorts of acrylic metallic type paints over there in the US of A. So let's just use another stencil brush. I've shaken that up really well. And some of these metallic paints, they do have quite a bit of pigment in them, which can sometimes make them a little bit less full coverage, so a bit more translucent, a bit more transparent. And that's okay, because it's okay that we still see that, buffalo, plaid coming in the background. I think it'll work fine. All right, so this is one of our Essential Stencil brushes. They come in a set of 4. This is the largest one, 7/8 inch. And hi, who was that said they're watching from Texas? Thank you. Lots of things that you guys are trying. Yeah, the angel with the silver, it won't be bright. You could actually try white and then the silver over the top or something like that, but I'm just going to try the silver today. We could do a few coats if it wasn't bright enough, if you wanted it brighter, but I like the idea of just a subtle hint in the background, so we'll see how we go with this. I'm just putting this tape down here to hold it in place a bit so it doesn't move around. Now we've got a lot of ground to cover on the center here, so I don't really need to wipe off my brush too much. So that's just the silver metallic going down now, and you can use any of your metallics that you might have on hand. Just felt like it should be a little bit more Christmassy, don't you think? Now I do have brush strokes showing on here, so I'm going to make those brush strokes look a little bit more like, going in the direction of the fabric would on an angel's costume, so that it just kind of shimmers going downwards like that instead of round and round. Let's see how it looks on here. And again, the silver is something that you could just leave as subtle, or you could make it stronger with a few coats of it. We're just trying things. I love just experimenting, and I experiment right here with you guys a lot of the time, don't I? go, the wings. Again, just using the brush and I want to move that brush inwards away from the edges, because think about it, if you've got a little bit too much paint on your brush and you drag the brush this way, the paint's more likely to go underneath that stencil there. So I take the edges of the wings and brush inwards. Then I grab the center of the section that I'm stenciling and I'll do my brush strokes in whatever direction I think that they should go in. Which kind of, let's do some wing strokes, I don't know, wispy wing bits. All right, now doing this head, then we've got the trumpet. You could do gold, you could do bronze, you could do copper. Imagine all the gorgeous metallic colors that would come on something like this. So we might take this off, give it a little dry, and we'll see, we could do a second coat. We'll never know, but would a second coat make it too busy? Do we need it more subtle? I don't know, we'll see how it looks. It's all about experimenting. Oh, someone said they can't hear me. Am I there still? This is silver. The angel is just silver. So let's see if that works out. Well, can you see there's an angel there? I can, so I think that works perfectly. I think that'll be just fine. And you can see, if I can get the light angle correct, because it's kind of shining off that, you can still see that plaid in the background, can't you? There you go. Thank you guys so much for sharing our live. I've still got some more to go. We're going to put these words over the top. So you could leave it as that though. Can you imagine a gorgeous angel just like that? That looks fine, but I am going to add some words on top of that. So when the light's shining and it's reflecting, it looks more solid, but if you can see that angle, it does look a lot more subtle. So I like that idea for it in the background. Now that is still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to get my hairdryer and see if there's any questions in the comments that I can help you with. Let me know. I'll just pop it up here for a second, see if we can see anything here. The angel is beautiful. Yes, it is, Robbie. Oh. If you've got any questions, let me know on here. Now the stencil set that I'm using, it's called, look, let me see what it's called. It's called Christmas Angel 3-pack, and the link is up there in the description of the live. So you could, like I said, you could add another coat to this angel, but I'm just going to leave it subtle. Someone, better than she thought. Sorry you doubted. Look, I doubt myself all the time. I seriously do. I'm like, is this going to work? I don't know. Let's see. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, that's dry already. And I'll show you again. You can see, I don't know if you can see the brush strokes, because what I did with the stencil brush, as I was doing it, if you noticed, I went that downward stroke along as if you're going in the grain of the fabric, so that when you do see those brush strokes, I don't know if you can see them. It depends on the angle. But yeah, that's really pretty, isn't it? Okay, down again, and we'll do our words. Alrighty. So the set is Christmas Angel 3-pack. Let me get rid of some of these other ones. I gave you some ideas for different patterns. If you're just joining us with the replay, you can still comment the word replay and have a chance to win prizes in the 24 hours that are after the live. Oh, I just pulled a nail. Okay, here's our words that are going to go on the top. Now, because I don't want it, I've already got an image here, I've already got a pattern in the background, I'm going to remove the little wings here because we've already got some wings showing. I'm going to pop my brush in the water to rinse that off, and what we're going to do is tape over these wings. So we've got that there. We just don't want the wings, I think that'll be fine there, that's away enough from the words that we are stenciling. As long as I don't accidentally get those bits, I think we're good. All right. The other one, if you missed that earlier, that's in this set is the Peace on Earth with a wreath. So that's also gorgeous. So there's that, the angel, and these words. So it makes a gorgeous sign. Now we're using a white colour. This is just, again, another acrylic furniture paint that I stock here at I Restore Stuff. That's the name of my blog. Thank you for sprinkling, Lorraine. Awesome. So here we go, just using another brush now. We just need a sort of a medium one. This is the 5/8 inch brush. I kind of choose smaller brushes for when I'm doing words. The angel, I used a big brush because you're using lots of strokes. And I will wipe the silver off the angel later. So, need some more paper towel. So we're offloading our brush. All I'm doing, oh, you can't even see that. All I'm doing is dipping the very tips of my brush. Now you can see it's got quite a lot of paint on there. So if you're new to stenciling, here's your tips. It's got quite a bit of paint on there. I just remove some of that from the edge of the container. And then what I'm doing is offloading it onto the paper towel so that it barely has any on the brush at all. So you can see that it just sort of looks like the bristles are wet, but they're not full, like they're not clogged with lots and lots of paint, okay? All right, so we've got our tape down to tape off those wings. I'm just gonna go across the top here first. Oh, I feel like I'm a little bit crooked. Here we go. I think my board's actually crooked. That's what's happening. Okay. You can add some more tape to the sides here too, if you want to, because, and I've measured, I think, the center. All right. Now I've got hardly any on my brush, I can start going in my swirly motion. So remember, I was doing sort of more brush strokes for that angel stencil because that was larger. It had a larger space or area to cover. And I showed you that tip of going from the edge towards the inside. Because I've got hardly any on my brush for these words, I'm running out right now. It's fading, so I'm going to add some more paint to my brush, and I'll show you that up close. So if you can see the first words up here with the O, the paint's quite full, but as I got to the R, I started running out of paint. So that's when you can add some more on, and then just go over the A and the R probably. Once again, dipping my paint in there, wiping off some of the edge, and then every now and then you might get a little bristle on your brush, a loose one. Okay, going over the A and the R again, and then having a look at the other letters, just making sure we're all covered for those. Oh, thanks, Jonna, is it? Oh, I nearly called you Joanna. Jonna. Said, what a great idea. Yeah, there's some things that you'll see with the ambassadors that you think, wow, I never thought of that, and that's what we're here for, to just sort of get you thinking a little bit out of the box, not just using the stencils as you normally would, adding, combining them, all of that kind of thing. Another place that you will get great inspiration, of course, is the Stencil of the Month Club. Oop, I think I had too much on my brush. Stencilofthemonthclub.com. That is Essential Stencil's subscription membership. And there's a few different subscription options, but if you join using my code, I Restore Stuff, you'll get your first month 50% off. That's huge savings. And they'll send you a set of 3. Now the November stencils just have been revealed. They don't ship just yet, but they're on there. If you look at stencilofthemonthclub.com. Ooh, I just didn't. Yes, you'll see the beautiful November stencils, and they are Christmassy themed, some really cute, I believe there's Mrs. Claus. Oh, someone remind me. Some Mrs. Claus kind of looking things. Looks like a lot of fun. I might be getting confused with the main stencils that are coming out. But yes, so you will get a set of 3 stencils in the Stencil of the Month Club. You also get access to their Stencil of the Month Club shop, which features all of the past, or many of, until they run out, the past Stencil of the Month Club sets, plus their add-ons, which is what this plaid stencil in the background was from. So if you join that, you'll be able to join the club, you'll be able to get that. But the inspiration I was talking about is in that Stencil of the Month Club Facebook group, where so many people share their ideas. And guys, I have seen so many really great ideas from so many stencilers in there. Some of them make signs to sell, like as part of their business, and some just love to do it as a hobby, and some make them for gifting, gift ideas for friends, family, so on. So thinking ahead with all of your teacher gifts, things like that, extended family, stenciling signs is a great idea. So yeah, lots of great inspiration in the Stencil of the Month Club. Here I am just swirling and swirling. If you do have any questions and I don't get to answer them because it's a bit hard to see everything, yeah, a lot of people are saying Stencil of the Month Club, so worth it. They're those ones that are in there and receiving their stencils each month and stenciling up a storm and yeah, doing a lot of good fun crafting. All right. Yes, Robin says she's anxious to see it with the words over the top. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not too busy looking, but I've tried to kind of choose colours that would complement, like the black and the white, just kind of, if I had too many colours going on, it might be a bit busy. Hopefully we've got just the right amount of busy. So I've taped up that angel wing in the centre there. We have an exclamation mark. Yes. And don't forget that Essential Stencil will be picking prize winners at the end of our live today. So 3 lucky winners will get some stencils sent to them. And if you have missed any of our lives, I do some great tips on shadowing techniques, stenciling, 3D raised stenciling. So if you look, a lot of the ambassadors have got their videos in the video set lists according to playlists, and so you'll see Christmas themed playlists. If you look in there, you'll see technique kind of playlists and how to do certain techniques. I would encourage anyone who's learning stenciling to go check out our prior videos just in the video section here. You can also find some of the ones that I do on my YouTube channel. I'd love you to subscribe over there. I do furniture painting, furniture restoration, so if you're into that kind of thing. But I also do a lot of, put a lot of my stenciling videos up on my YouTube channel, and it's just I Restore Stuff. That's my YouTube channel. In fact, that's my blog name. That's my name on all of the different social media platforms, wherever you are, Pinterest, all of the places. Okay, so we've got a pretty good coverage there. If I wanted to make that brighter, I could, because I can still see subtle signs of the plaid in the background, but let's just have a reveal. Are you ready? See how that turned out? Oops, our tape is stuck down on our silver there. Hopefully it's not tearing it up. Should have made that a little bit less tacky by doing that before. Oh, let's have a look. Wow, so at that angle, it looks great. When the light reflects on it, you can see it kind of loses a bit. But yeah, there we go. I hear the angel voices. So I could probably do another coat on the white and just make that pop just a little bit more. But I think that works out just fine. So you could do the idea with the angel in the background, or just the plaid in the background with the words. And, you know, because I did tape off those little wings that were on here, remember, that were in the center, so you wouldn't have to have, you could make those silver. You could do all sorts of crazy ideas, hey? All right, so Essential Stencil is about to pick out some lucky winners today as I close off our tutorial here today, and I want to just thank you all so much for watching, so stay tuned. We're going to pick some winners. We'll announce who they are. Let me see if I can see them come up. On sale. I think, yeah, this set is actually on sale, the set that I used today. So the link to that is in the comments there, and it's also in the description of our live. You might find some beautiful previous Christmas stencils on Essential Stencil that are for sale. So just type in the word Christmas. You'll see all of the different Christmas stencils that are already there and that are on sale. Use my code I Restore Stuff and get your 10% off. Don't forget, so there's the one that we've worked on today. Let's have a look for those lucky winners. Let me see. If you see the word winners in the comments, let me know. Congratulations, winners. There it is. So I've got to go have a look if I can see them. And I will go through and I'll check your comments for any questions that you might have. But congratulations today to Kimberly, Debbie and Eileen. There you go. Kimberly, Debbie and Eileen, you're our lucky winners for today. Congratulations. You can email Essential Stencil right there at that link. Email address, let them know where to send your prizes to. And if you're watching the replay, don't forget, comment the word replay after our live goes off, and in the next 24 hours Essential will pick another lucky winner. So I'm Sharon, I'm from the blog irestorestuff.com. Go check that out. Go follow me on my Facebook page, on Instagram, or anywhere else that you like to hang out. There's our Christmas craft today. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks again, guys. Bye.